is Neil Kelleher, and this is the second in my Introduction to Handstand series. And in this one I'll go over a slightly different warm-up, and it relies on you being a little bit flexible. So you can start off in a standing position and do a forward bend. Now if you can't reach the floor, you could use some yoga blocks or do this next exercise with your knees bent. But at any rate, with your hands flat on the floor, all you have to do is rock forward. So as you rock forward, you'll feel your arms, your hands bearing some of your weight, and then rock back. Your hands will relax, you can lift your hands off the floor. Touch your hands to the floor, lightly touch your hands to the floor, elbows straight, slowly rock forward and rock back. One of the things you can focus on is activating your shoulders. Use your shoulders to push your hands into the floor as you rock forward. So rock forward, use your shoulders, press both hands into the floor, rock back and relax. A couple of points about that. So rest when you need to. When you're doing it, do it slowly and smoothly. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, rock back, and notice the pressure in your hands. A related exercise you could do is to focus on your fingertips. So as you rock forward, you'll feel your shoulders activate, press your fingertips into the floor, and then rock back, relax. Same thing again, rock forward, shoulders strong, press your fingertips into the floor, rock back and relax. Now, if you are limited in your flexibility, you can do a similar exercise on all fours. As in the first video, start with your chest lifted so your shoulder blades are spread, rock forward, press your fingertips into the floor, shoulders strong and back. Shoulders strong, rock forward and rock back. Now this is, the sensation's a little bit difficult in this position because your arms are already bearing part of the weight in this position, so your body weight's between your elbows and your knees. So the feeling isn't quite the same as here where you can have all your weight on your hands. So to make it more like that, what you could do is rock all the way back so that your hands are relaxed. So notice my hips are over my legs, I can lift my hands easily. Then as I move my hips forward, now my hands start to take weight. I can feel my shoulders activating. I can use my shoulders to press my hands into the floor, and then as before I can press my fingertips into the floor. So rock back, feel your hands relax, lift them, touch the hands to the floor, rock forward, press your hands. Exercise, I'll start off with my hands and knees again, is to actually notice where your weight is with respect to your hands. So in this position, I can feel my weight pressing down through the heels of my hands. So heels of the hand, forehand, fingertips. So in this position, I can feel a little bit of weight pressing through my fingertips, through the heels of my hands. As I rock forward, as my shoulders are over my wrists and I press my fingers down, I'm trying to get the pressure even through my fingertips and the heels of my hands. And then as I rock back, the pressure through my fingertips lessens. Now if I go back to center and rock forward, I could relax my hands, in which case I can just go forward easily. Or I can press my fingertips into the floor, and as I rock forward, as my shoulders go beyond my wrists, my fingertips actually press into the floor with greater pressure than the heels of my hands. And right about here I can feel it's approximately equal. Here the heels of my hands press down more. Doing the same thing while standing, it's going to be, again, this is not quite an exact science, but here my weight's over my feet. If I relax, okay, so say if I take my heels off the fronts of my feet off the floor, I can go forward. So now I'm not using my feet to help me balance. I just have the heels on the floor, so I'm not actually then able to use my feet to help me balance. So as I go forward, just about here, I can feel the weight that's over my hands is pressing through my fingertips and the heels of my hands with even pressure. If I go forward more, now my fingertips have to work more because my weight is more towards my fingertips. Here it's even between the heels of my hands and my fingers. Could do the same thing with my feet on the floor, and actually just using my feet. If I rock forward, here I feel the fronts of my feet pressing down, my heels are light. Here I feel my heels pressing down more, the fronts of my feet are light. So what that means is my center is more over my heels. Here it's more over the fronts of my feet. So the idea of doing this is to get used to using your contact with the floor to feel where your center of gravity is with respect to, say, your feet, or in the case of handstand, your hands. And we'll use that up against the wall next. So again, if you aren't used to going upside down, please check out the previous video. I went over some details to getting used to upside down. You can use exercises from the first video to warm yourself up a little bit more if you're not already warmed up. And also, again, if you're first time against the wall, make sure that the wall behind you is clear and the area around you is clear. So no nails on the wall, no pictures that you might knock down with your feet. And if you do fall out, make sure that there's nothing that you can fall on that will injure, that will hurt you or it if you fall. That being said, so find a comfortable distance from the wall. If you find when you try and get your feet up you're too far, then move closer. If you're too close and it feels uncomfortable, then move a little bit further away. With practice, you'll find the right distance for you just from experience. Now from here, what you can do is shoulders activated, rock forward just to the point where you feel the fingertips and the heels of your hands pressing down with even pressure, and try and keep that pressure even. Step one foot up, press the wall, keep the pressure even, the other foot up, and then come back down, and then relax. So again, shoulders active, rock forward just so that your fingertips and the heels of your hands press down with even pressure. You can also do that left to right. Make sure that your right hand and your left hand press down with even pressure. Keep that pressure even. Step one foot up, gently press the wall, lift the other foot and place it on the wall, and then relax. And then repeat that a few times. So what it might look like from the front, there may be no advantage to this view, but I'll do it just anyway. So shoulders active, so I'm using my shoulders to press my hands into the floor. I'm using my shoulders to press my rib cage up away from the floor. I'll rock forward a bit, just till my fingertips active. One foot up, I'll press the foot into the wall, lift the other foot, and as I lift the foot and lower it, I'm trying to keep the pressure even between the fingers and the heel of my hand. Now, how do you know whether the pressure is even between your hand and your fingertips? If you're not used to it, you might be guessing. You think, well, I think that's approximately the same. So the idea then, and this can be true for anything, is if you don't know how to feel, if you don't recognize the difference, then you calibrate. You move back and forth through a certain range of motion so that you change the sensation, so you get used to feeling So for example, on the feet, okay, now my heels are pressing down, my toes are light on the floor. As I rock forward, okay, now I can feel my feet pressing down. I rock back, I feel my heels. I rock forward, I feel my feet, my forefeet, and now just about there. Okay, there I think the weight is about even. You can do that from left to right as well. And you can do the same thing on your hands in handstand using the wall. So again, shoulders active, rocking forward just enough that the I think my fingertips and the heels of my hands are pressing down with even pressure. Feet up, and now I can do something similar. Rock forward a bit, feel my fingertips pressing down more, rock back, the heels of my hands press down more. Rock forward, fingertips press down more, rock back, heels of my hands press down more. Notice I'm not doing it quickly. If you're trying to learn how to feel parts of your body, I would suggest moving slowly and smoothly, or work towards moving slowly and smoothly so that it is easier to feel differences in sensation. And also another point, if you get tired, then rest, particularly when you're learning to feel your body. It's no good, at least at the very beginning, I wouldn't suggest going to the point where you're so tired that you have to struggle to maintain your focus. So initially, rest when you need to, come back up. So let's do that again. So shoulders press down, heels and forehands press down with even pressure. Now we'll turn it into a three-step exercise. Go forward, fingertips press down. Go into the middle, see if you can feel where heel of the hands and fingertips press down evenly. Rock back, heel of the hands press down. Middle position, forward, middle position, back, middle position.
Now where this can be really handy, of course it's hopefully going to be handy when you're actually learning how to balance in handstand, but where it's also going to be handy is walking closer to the wall to the point where your chest is against the wall. And what I found is initially if I don't have my weight centered over my hand, I feel very uncomfortable, very unsafe because I have no idea where my center is with respect to my hands. But moving my weight so that my heel of my hand and my fingertips press down with even pressure, it feels a lot more comfortable. It feels like I have control. I know where I am. So I'll just show you a sample of the next exercise and then we'll stop there. Again, for this exercise, make sure that you have room to, this is actually too low, but just so you can see it, I'm going to do it from this view. So shoulders, hands, feet up the wall. And then the idea is to walk closer to the wall. Oh, there's the air conditioner. Now here, the heels of my hands are pressing down. If I go forward just enough that my fingertips and my palms press down with even pressure, that feels a lot safer, a lot more comfortable. I could even go closer if I wanted to. And then to come out, I'll walk down. Now there's a little bit of preparation work to going into that pose, so I wouldn't suggest doing it straight away. One is learning how to walk up and down. Another one is obviously learning how to walk smoothly, one hand at a time, so you might need some shoulder work to prepare for that. Another thing is what happens if you get too tired? How do you exit that pose safely without hurting yourself? So you need an exit strategy as well. But for now, what I'd suggest, practice feeling your hands. If you want to go a little bit closer, no, for now I would suggest just practice feeling your hands and then we'll go into details on how to walk towards the wall and how to use that to build awareness in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.